Hey guys, thanks for watching TFBTV. I'm Joel. I have been tasked with giving you my top 5 rifles from NRA 2019. We've got everything from $399 up to $12,000. Let's get into it.
We've got the CBA Paramount. This is a long-range muzzleloader. What's so neat about this gun is you can shoot out to 400 yards. Now, if you sight this gun in to be 3 inches high at 100, it's gonna drop nothing at 200, basically.
Yeah.
3 inches high at 100, you're dead on at 200. It's amazing. You go out to 300 yards, 16.5 inches, 400 yards, about 48 inches of drop, but it's still going 1,650 feet per second at 400 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So what kind of minute of angle accuracy are you getting out of this thing?
I will tell you, we have had some incredible groups, not just me, but other people shooting. We had a guy come in the other day, we were testing it. He was getting .55 at 100 yards. Another guy shot 2.5 inch group at 400 yards. Now, we typically say 4 to 6 inches is what we're gonna see out there. But it's just amazing. And some of the reasons why is Powerbelt developed a specific bullet just for this gun. It's 45 caliber, ballistic coefficient of .452. Great bullet. And then one of the other neat things about this gun is we're using the Veriflame in it, so you're using a large rifle primer, not your standard 209, though it's compatible with it, a large rifle primer. So we are getting some amazing consistent accuracy out of it because of that. MSRP is 1,062.
Okay.
Street retail, you'll see them for right around 1,000.
Now here's what I really like about this gun. All right, muzzleloader that can shoot 400 yards and beyond with accuracy, right? We've got an 8-inch kill zone on a deer. So for him to say that they've gotten 2.5 inch group at 400 yards, that means I can probably push that thing beyond that. So taking a deer with a muzzleloader at that distance opens up a lot of possibilities for people in states that can't use rifles. Like I'm from Iowa originally, right? We can't hunt deer with rifle there except for in the far southernmost counties of the state. So a muzzleloader would be great that shoots out to 400 yards accurately, 500 yards accurately. That's awesome. So that's number one for me. Number two is the ignition system, right? Using the large rifle primers, they're more consistent, they burn hotter, they ignite the powder better than the standard 209 primers. So that's the second thing, right? And the third thing is just the brand, all right? CVA has been making muzzleloaders forever. Bergara makes some of the best over-the-counter barrels in the game as far as accuracy is concerned. That just can't be argued. So I just think it's a really, really nice thing. All right, guys, so my one main negative with this setup is the proprietary bullets, right? They made them specifically for this gun, means you're really probably not gonna get the greatest accuracy using anything except what they've designed to work well with this system. So I don't like being pigeonholed into using only one type of thing. And I'm sure that it's going to come with a little bit higher price because it is a specialized thing. So there you have it. There's a couple of positives, a negative. Go ahead and leave me some comments on this. Let's get on to the next gun.
So we have here as a 300 Blackout ACR, adaptable carbine rifle. This one happens to be in a pistol format. So it has a 9.5 inch 300 Blackout barrel. Because the barrel is so short, we had to actually redesign the entire piston and regulator system. So it runs super reliably, whether suppressed or unsuppressed. Redesigned some of the charging handle aspect here. We used to have a teardrop shape, and now it's a little bit more ergonomic, so when you're racking the charging handle and running it during the operation, it's fast and smooth.
Sure, ambidextrous on both sides. So.
Yeah, as always, ACR is always fully ambidextrous. Bolt stop, bolt release, safety, QD cups on both sides, charging handle. The whole premise of this firearm was to be able to run it without removing your firing grip from the pistol grip. All right, so I guess a couple other features that we'd like to cover here is a prototype SB brace on the back. What we did is, see if we can show the camera here. We actually have a new adapter that goes on the back with a pick rail and a QD slot. So that way if you have any other stocks or braces that will fit on a pick rail, then those are fully usable with this firearm. For an ACR to do a barrel swap, simply to press this key here, the whole handguard will come apart, and you can see the lever. You would rotate it about 90 degrees. It unlocks the barrel. Pull the barrel out, put your longer barrel, maybe a 6.8 SPC or even a 450 Bushmaster barrel in. Locks back in place. It presets the headspace. Ensure you have the proper bolt, proper magazine, and you're running with different calibers. So currently within the ACR line, you have the 5.56, 300 Blackout, which we're launching this week at NRA. Also 450 Bushmaster, and then 6.8 SPC.
Awesome.
All right, guys, so that was the Bushmaster ACR from Remington. My positives, all right, the aesthetics. I just love the way this thing looks. I don't know what it is about it. I would choose this over and above the look of a standard AR-15 any day of the week and twice on Sunday. I don't know what it is, I just really like the aesthetics. So maybe a shallow reason, but it's a reason. So that's my number one. Number two, 300 Blackout. Man, it's really popular right now, has been for some time. You know, close quarters, say out to, 100 yards, subsonic, suppressed, super quiet. Nothing better than that, man. I just love running things suppressed, pistol calibers, running them suppressed. So much fun, so quiet. That's my number two. All right, and my number three is the ability to quickly change barrels and calibers. Okay, that simple just throw lever that's on that thing, pop the barrel out, another one in, run a different caliber within minutes. So those are three awesome positives in my opinion. All right, so the negatives for me, kind of twofold. Number one is the price. An MSRP of $22.50 just seems a little bit too much for me. I would have liked to have had this thing maybe in the $1,600 to $1,700 range. In its defense, it is fairly modular and it is super cool looking. So I don't know, maybe there's that. But, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this, you can leave me some comments below. I might get a call from Remington, but quality control from Remington has not been there the last number of years. So I have to question that when I'm looking at spending $2,250 on a gun. All right, hey guys, Joel here. We're still over here by the Remington booth. We have got the Marlin Dark Series lever action. This thing is pretty cool. Let me give you a few of the broad overview details about it. All right, so we've got black web painted finish. All the metal is Parkerized, gives you that nice black look. We've got threaded muzzle here. You can put a muzzle brake on it. All right, guys, moving down towards the bottom of the gun here, we've got the big loop lever. Has a paracord covering on it, which is kind of nice. Also comes with the paracord sling. So this is going to be MSRP'd for $949, and it's available in 30-30 and 45-70. Looking at a 1 in 20 twist on the barrel. This thing is pretty sweet, guys. I may have to get one into TFBTV and do an independent test on this guy. That would be a lot of fun. All right, guys, so that was the Marlin Dark lever action. Okay, it looks pretty cool, like all black, kind of tactical out like that. I mean, it's like Lone Ranger versus Batman. And if you're not old enough to remember Lone Ranger and or you don't like Batman, we can't be friends. At any rate, it's a positive in my book. Next positive for me is the ability to add a muzzle brake. Okay, if you've shot a 45-70 lever action, they are not soft shooting. Okay, you can't be out there shooting that thing all day long without hurting your shoulder. So for me, the ability to add a muzzle brake or a suppressor makes that super cool. Also, that full-length rail across the top, be able to add optics, that's pretty neat. And final positive for me is that paracord sling. All right, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to add a sling at all, but they kind of gave it that little tactical, cool, survival type touch by adding the paracord sling. So I really do appreciate that. So the main negative to me is that it's a lever action. Okay, this is no more of a defensive tool than a 5-shot revolver. Okay, you can't reload it fast. You only got like 5 rounds. My weapons are tools, so I don't know if I'm gonna throw this in a pack, maybe as just kind of a brush gun, something like that. I suppose it's worth that, but to me, my firearms are almost all defensive tools, and I just don't. There's no space for this in my kit. So I am here with Buck Holly of C&H Precision Weapons. He's going to tell us all about this precision rifle sitting here in front of me. Buck, go ahead.
Well, in a brief explanation here, we have a very small collection of what I think are some of the best parts in the industry. We start with the Sig Sauer Tango 6. I've been shooting this for about 3 years. We've got the Impact Action from Impact Precision in Oklahoma. Tate Streeter makes one of the most fantastic actions on the market. And then we get to the Schneider barrel, one of my favorite barrel manufacturers. And then the heart of the system is the MDT ACC chassis. This chassis was specifically designed for long-range competitive shooters, PRS or NRL, so we could add as much or little weight as we could, which helps minimize the recoil when we're shooting everything from 6mm all the way up to the 308s, etc. A rifle that we make in this configuration at C&H Precision Weapons will range in the cost of anywhere from about $8,000 to $12,000, depending on the multitude of options that you put into it.
Right on. Wow, Buck, that's pretty awesome, guys. I hope you appreciated kind of the work that goes into these sorts of things. The cost obviously is high, but the precision is high. You know, you get what you pay for. We kind of have a saying, it's kind of buy once, cry once. If you want the best, it costs money, right? And so I wanted to throw this into my top 5 videos because this is an awesome setup. Buck makes great weapons. All right, he's a competitor in Precision Rifle Series and does very well there. And this kind of a setup is what he uses to get that done. So. All right, guys, the number 2 rifle was a complete custom build from C&H Precision Weapons. They make all kinds of different precision rifles. I added this one a couple of reasons. Number one, it's because what I'm into, right? I wanted to show you guys what the typical type of custom precision bolt action rifle looks like, what it costs, what some of the features are. I'm into that game, so I like it, right? So that's a positive for me. Another big positive of a system like this is the chassis. Completely modular, modular-driven technologies offers this chassis. The weight system is ideal. It helps mitigate recoil, like Buck said. Takes something like a 308, which you're probably familiar with the recoil of that, and minimizes it down to where it feels like you're shooting a 223. Adding all that extra weight helps, right? Now, the precision, the overall precision of this gun. You know, you're probably looking at consistent 1/4 to 3/8 inch groups at 100 yards with this gun. Very capable in its current configuration, probably out to 1,000 or 1,200 yards, and that is a 308 you were looking at. Okay, these things are highly precise, and that's why I love them. Negatives, it's got to be the price. Okay, I understand not everybody can afford to get into that game. It is a bit restrictive. I get it. The price is high, but if you choose to go down that path, eventually you will find yourself running a $8,000 rifle and a $4,000 optic. It's just the progression of it. It sucks, but that's what it is, guys. Let's get on to our number 1 pick.
What we have here is the Mini Mosin produced by Keystone Sporting Arms. You may be familiar with the Cricket or Chipmunk rifles, very popular. They're single shot 22s, and this is really no different. So it's a scaled down Mosin Nagant 9130, really in a youth size. So, you know, really great for kids to shoot. Obviously, you don't want your kids shooting your full-size Mosin, it'll just knock them over, right? It's a big old cannon. Yeah. So this is a Mosin that the kids can shoot. It's chambered in 22 long rifle, and like our Crickets, it is a single shot bolt action, and you just manually cock your knob there, and you're ready to fire. We have a couple special editions still left at the show. It's a special we're doing here. Some of them will be available online as well. And they're going to come with a really cool crate. I don't know if you can see it in the background there or not. They come with a sling as well. But I got to say, I mean, even though they're in a youth size, you know, even for grown men like us, they're a lot of fun to shoot and really cool.
I'm geeking out over this thing actually.
Yeah.
What are they going to run? How much?
So right now we're still in pre-production right now, and we're still trying to figure that out for a final cost, and it is going to be dealer dependent. Ballpark, and this is a total ballpark. We're looking at probably around $325, $350.
Okay.
Ballpark. I want to make that clear.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll make sure that gets it into the video.
All right.
All right, guys, that was the Mini Mosin, and it is number 1 for a number of reasons. first and foremost to me, it's all about the kids, man. Anything that gets kids involved in the shooting sports, I'm all about that. And if building kind of the mini version of what Dad's using out on the range gets kids excited about shooting, I'm all for it. All right, my second positive here is that aesthetics and presentation are important to me. All right, so just the way this thing looks, the attention to detail. I mean, that bolt knob is identical to its big brother. That's pretty cool. And then things like, you know, the old looking military sling and the military lockbox that it comes in. Those little attention to detail type things make me happy. So I really appreciate that. All right, now to my negatives on the Mosin Nagant. There are none, right? It's number one for a reason, okay? There really aren't any negatives to this thing. Just from a fun factor, it's super cool. Why would you not want this? Now, if you're forcing me into a corner to say a negative, then I guess I'm gonna lock in on the price, okay? $399, it's maybe like $100 too expensive for this thing. But you are paying for that fun factor and the novelty. Guys, thanks for watching TFBTV today. This has been the top 5 rifles of the NRA show 2019. Hey, take a minute to check out our sponsor, Ventura Munitions. Those guys are great. You'll find lots of products over there. Consider supporting us through Patreon. Lots of giveaways on there. And stay tuned for more great videos from TFBTV.